Can we have a conversation about AEW without talking about them creatively? Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics said something very interesting as of late that got me thinking about AEW. And it's actually not a bad thing. You might think it's a bad thing. You might read the title and see AEW is losing money. Ango's a hater. No. I just want to talk to you guys about overall business. Brandon Thurston said, I'm confident they aren't profitable now. They need to make $200. If only it was that easy. They need to make $200 million a year in media rights to get to profitability. They'll get some increase. They can get triple of what they're getting now. It's not unreasonable. But he's going to continue to run the company and do what he's doing whether it's profitable or not. And it's interesting hearing this from Brandon Thurston. If you guys don't know who he is very, very intelligent in regards to overall business findings and pro wrestling. Profits, revenue reports, quarterly earnings, ratings, things like that. I highly suggest that you check him out. But it got me thinking about AEW as a business. Because creatively, we're all going to think differently about AEW. We're all going to like certain things about AEW. We're going to hate certain things about AEW. But that's all subjective. So at the end of the day, when I talk about AEW losing money, I want to kind of explain to you guys why I don't think it's a bad thing. Now on social media, in today's day and age, there's always these like advertisements or TikToks or Instagram reels of this mentality that you got to get money fast. And I hate that idea so much. I've always kind of grown up to believe that it takes money to make money. And that's essentially what Tony Khan is doing. Now let's be realistic. Tony Khan and his family are billionaires. They have a crazy amount of money. They can keep burning money and keep operating AEW without it significantly impacting them. The same can't be said for TNA, NWA, MLW, GCW, and all of the smaller companies. So when you see a company like TNA, they got money, but they make smart business decisions because for them, it would impact them greatly if they didn't. AEW can't afford to make bad business decisions or bad investments because they are incredibly rich. So the thing is, when Brandon Thurston says he's going to continue to run the company and do what he's doing, whether it's profitable or not, I actually like that. I actually think that's a good thing. We know that wrestling could be profitable. We know this because there is a company who is doing it at a very large rate. Now, at that point, WWE does a lot of things to make money. And it didn't happen overnight. So if AEW continues to do this for years and years, they can go and afford the loss. We don't know what the TV deal is going to pay, but I think that's a very big question mark. There was rumors of $1 billion. There was rumors of $2 billion. There's rumors of $500 million. We don't know. But I think wrestling fans don't understand the importance of TV deals and why they actually matter. See, back in the day with wrestling, it was all about pay-per-views. So the idea was that, especially if you watch the Attitude Era, everybody loves the Attitude Era, but if you watch the Attitude Era, you would see a lot of run-ins and DQs every single week on television, and then you would get the payoff at a pay-per-view. Now in 2023, it's all about TV rights and streaming deals and things of that nature. So putting out the best possible product on TV is the most important thing that you can imagine because of the fact that they got to get people to watch the product. You put butts in seats, you sell merchandise, you get people to watch the product. You're not worried about selling $50 pay-per-views. Your concern is getting people invested in your product and watching it all the time. So with AEW, when you hear about the rumors of them having pay-per-views on HBO Max, that's a fantastic thing. Because with AEW having 4 pay-per-views a year, it just didn't make sense. There was gaps in storytelling. There was issues in that regard, right? So the thing is, when you look at AEW from a business standpoint, you sign a new TV deal with Warner Bros. Discovery, hypothetically speaking. Let's say you get $1 billion. $1 billion means that all the pay-per-views are streamed on HBO Max. The shows get archived on HBO Max. So now they're building an actual tape library for HBO Max. And then you're getting paid for the production and broadcast rights of Collision, Rampage, and Dynamite. It's a significant amount of money, but therefore AEW would not lose money. Now, we're not at the stage where AEW has technically signed a new contract with Warner, so it's hard to assume. But that's why I say it takes money to make money. If you create a desirable product, eventually a TV network will come in and pay you money for it. Which is why it's a good thing that NXT got its own TV deal separate from Raw and SmackDown. That's why it's also a big blow to NWA by losing a TV deal. Billy Corgan and NWA might be profitable. They might be losing money. I don't know. But a smaller company like that cannot do what Tony Khan is doing. It's just not physically possible. So if you're AEW, you are going to keep burning money. You're going to keep burning money until you get that massive TV deal to the point where you're no longer burning money. Which, by the way, I think AEW television will increasingly get better when they have monthly pay-per-views on streaming. I do. I would like to think there's a lot of optimism there, at least for my personal enjoyment. But at that stage of the game, they will probably be getting a massive TV deal that will pay them a significant amount of money, which means at the pay-per-views, you don't have to wait 4 months for a pay-per-view or 3 months for a pay-per-view. You don't have to wait for any of that. You got to remember, AEW has made a lot of investments. They paid a lot of money for the video game. How is that working out for them? AEW pays a lot of money for their talent. How is that working out for them? AEW is paying a lot of money for these venues that cost a lot of money to rent out. At the end of the day, it costs money to make money. So when they get that TV deal, I don't think it's an issue. But I think some people need to realize when you have a whole bunch of wants from AEW, it's only so long that they could keep burning money until they maybe rethink their strategy. But I think we're past that point. I think AEW is in line for a big TV deal, and that should clear things out. But it's interesting stuff. And I can't wait to see what happens with that TV deal. It will be a very, very, very interesting time.